Afternoon, gang. Hope you're all well. Weather's terrible, but no excuses. A little video I wanted to touch on today. One of my clients brought it to my attention where he mentioned about my own health habits, how hard I go at it, and I've done for a long time. And he said, "What's it all about, really?" It's a good question. What he meant by, we're all going to die eventually. Healthy people can get sick. Healthy people can die of these conditions and all the rest of it. And he is right. Okay, very often things don't discriminate, but we've got to work with what we do know. Illness and disease are complex issues that can go deeper than what's on the surface is the reality. There can be so many issues: environmental, obviously physical, mental, and emotional. So many issues that are out of your control. But so you've got to work with. You can only work with what you can work with. So the way I always like to tell my clients, the best way I can explain health and why you should work relentlessly round the clock on improving your health. It's a bit like a lottery draw, okay? So this Friday, there's a Euro lottery draw. Take the chance to win 100 million. Let's call that a chance to win an illness or disease, okay? Let's just rename it a bit. Now, I know I'm going to go into this draw with a lucky dip in my back pocket. Nothing I can do with that. I can't get rid of this lucky dip. There's a chance that I might pull a problem out, okay? And that's fine. There's nothing I can do, as in, some of these conditions do not discriminate, no matter if you tick every box known to man. So what do we know? We know if I was to be consuming huge amounts of alcohol every day, I'd probably stick in another 10 lucky dips in my back pocket. If I was to be consuming huge amounts of ultra-processed food every day, there's another 10. If I had got the wrong relationship with pharmaceutical drugs, probably being led by people who should help you, there's another 10. If I am not spending any time in nature and working on that side of my health, there's another 5. If I'm missing exercise sessions regular for business meetings or for whatever reason, there's another 5. If I'm smoking, there's 10. If I'm a person who's a stress head and suffer from stress, anxiety and things like that, there's another 10 being brought on by work commitments. These are all building up into that lucky dip for that Friday night. Okay, so what you got then, you're going into that draw with maybe 101 lucky dips instead of 1. Now, I know that if I'm going to try and tick every single box I can, I may still come up with this short, is the reality. And that's fine. But I also know that I did everything I could. And that's a nice feeling as well, to know I couldn't have done much more. I've looked after myself physically, mentally, emotionally, to the best of my knowledge and to the best of the knowledge that's out there. So what you've got to do, guys, is get away from that mentality of, we're all going to... It's a stupid mentality. That can only come to light if someone's got no one else to care for. Because even if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your loved ones. The best version of yourself that you can put, on the doorstep of your loved ones, your family, your friends, your kids, whoever it is, the best version, the most healthiest version of yourself that you can put on the door is going to be better for them. So even if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for them. But this old saying, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Well, you could be here for both. That's down to your call, isn't it? And at least you've got to have a attempt to be here for both. We all want to be here for a long time and a good time. So what do we know? Well, we know what stuff harms, guys. It's millions. We know ultra-processed food, alcohol, smoking, stress, environmental, pharmaceutical drugs, recreational drugs. Right? You go down we know what stuff can cause you a lot of harm. Start there. That's the basic knowledge. Start with what you know. Then you go into sort of stress, environmental and things like that. We can go a bit more deeper internal. Are you doing the inner work as well as the outer work? Of course, there's more angles. There's more angles in this, and you can imagine. It's like brainstorming. You can go out 1,000 ways, but just get back to basics. Start thinking about, I don't want to buy any more lucky dips for that bloody draw. And how are you buying lucky dips? By mistreating yourself with your health habits. That's how you're buying yourself lucky dips. It's only that one biscuit. It's only that one bottle of beer on a Monday night. It's only they're just so what you're doing is purchasing lucky dips all the time, or have a chance of putting out a serious health problem. And trust me, guys, you don't want to be in the hands of the NHS at the moment. They're a fucking shambles. You do not want to be in the hands of them at the moment. Okay, it's as simple as that. I can't put any more straightforward than that. They are an absolute shambolic organisation that is being poorly run from the bottom to the top, and you do not want to be in there. Have to rely on them at the moment to stay alive. It's the last place you want to be. So I hope this message lands right. As I always say, it's never meant to offend or land wrong with anyone. It's just a thought process that I want you to dive into, to think every single time you make a better health decision, you take a bullet out of the gun that's facing you. So think about that every time you're making good or bad decisions. Is it going to help you or hinder you? It's always a thought process. I like to go to the ones that's going to help me and avoid the stuff that's going to hinder me. as I always say, bob and weave, give it some gun, because that's the end of the sun, and I'll catch up soon, guys.